music. When I was 6, stores were sold out the must-have action figure of the holiday season, my hero, the Bionic Man. Yet I had one. Through the alchemy of innocence, plastic and rubber became gold in my hands. I broke it in a week. My mother bought me enough, and for years it was the only toy I never broke. A few years ago I asked her, "Why did you give me the second Bionic Man?" She replied, "Because children always remember the little things." I studied overseas in North Wales for 6 months, returning home with memories as bitter as cold Earl Grey. 3 years later, through the process of ethnic elimination, I received a phone call beginning with "hello" and ending with "Daddy?" Sent a daycare class photo of Phoebe, flanked by cookie-cutter children with cobalt eyes wearing flaxen hair like Guinness foam. Phoebe's hair, obsidian ringlets falling like a poorly written script. Her face, a shade on a sheet of sunlight. Brown eyes smiling like a plot twist, filling me with unexpected joy. But how do you raise a child over the phone? How do you hold her? You can't explain that her blessed existence was a result of alcohol and fate finding the Achilles heel in a Trojan. But earthquakes teach us that a fall can shake the earth. So fatherhood became my Richter scale, trying to retrofit it with phone calls and one yearly visitation. Being called daddy and looking to the eyes of a daughter who doesn't know you, but needs to. It's like being given a pen and a dictionary with some words missing. But we spent 5 days in Fantasyland, laughing at The Incredibles. We finish stories we never started and restart plots with no ending. I hold her hand like a comma. She reads my smile like the funny papers. We played for fading hours, light celebrating night. And we slept like trembling BART tracks parallel to the same goodbye, years distance to our next hello, and then she was gone. I began to work hard enough to hate myself less for making her another stereotypical skin statistic. But I remember my mother told me, it's the little things that children remember. So I wrote to her, "Dearest Phoebe, I think of you every day and I wish I could tuck you in every night, but I live across the sea. Daddy's just a broken bionic man trying to be Mr. Incredible. All I can give you aside from my words are love and books, and a lifetime to make them all make sense until you have enough stories to build your own childhood and sufficient words to define yourself. Alone on the beach at night, baby sea turtles hatch and they head toward the brightest spot on the horizon, the moon shining in the ocean, and by memory, they find home. So I'm sending you the stuffed turtle so you know you'll always find your father across the sea. And the book, Goodnight Moon, so you know that you and I are looking at the same sky. When you tell the moon goodnight, I can hear you. I love you, Daddy." I sent this letter and this poem with blank lines so she can write the ending. Until then, I could only hope like a sea turtle. She finds a way across the beach in childhood, still looks at the moon shining on the horizon and says, "Good night." How do you raise a child over the phone? How do you hold her? You aspire to be a big enough man to always remember the little things. Thank you. Hang around till 9.